this morning I'll start breaking it into the strategies. Last week was an introduction. So today this first service I'll be breaking one of the strategies. The second service I'll break in another strategy, and I'll continue again next week. Every Sunday, each service is going to be different because I'll be bringing different strategies or the different messages that God has placed in my heart. Now I want you to understand that this world is governed by laws. Am I correct? Is that right? And laws are universal. Am I right? Hello? Are laws universal? Is it possible for someone to disobey a particular law in one country that is a universal law that governs the universal laws, that governs the earth, to disobey a particular law in a country and just feel that if you fly to another country, if you disobey the law, it will be different? Is it possible? You sure? Is it possible for me right now, because I get to the top of the roof of this church, and I decide to say, let me try my skills as Superman. How many of you watch Superman? You remember Superman will just... So is it possible for me to just do... and then all of a sudden, I fly? Is it possible? No, why not? Because there's even a song that says, fly away, oh glory, fly away.
When I die, hallelujah, by and by.
So it's possible I climb the top of the sanctuary and then just stretch my hands and just jump as Superman. But it's possible to do that, right? And then I'll fly. But what about if I go to the White House right now and I'm on top of the White House? Is it possible for me to do that from the White House? So when I try to jump, what happens? There is a law called the law. So laws are universal. So all these principles I'm going to be talking to you about are spiritual laws. They are principles. They are strategy. Last week I tried to let you know that the word strategy is a military term. Strategy for success. Today I want to start with strategy number one is pursuing his presence. Pursuing his presence. Pursuing his presence is the number one strategy for success. You want to be successful, you must pursue his presence. Have you heard of this saying that if you do what I do, you'll get what I get? Have you heard of that? If you do what I do, you will get what I want to ask you a simple question. Is that true? Talk to me if you believe it's true. You do what I do, you get what I get. Is that true? Okay, good. I did the statistics last week. Somebody sent me a text within the week. He said, Pastor, I don't agree with your theology. You're telling me that Moses is wrong. Moses is not successful. I said, go read the Bible. You know, a lot of times, churches, we don't read the scriptures. We only hear what people say to us. So when you hear the word Moses is not successful, then go and find out what exactly did God ask Moses to do. Because if you find out, read it clearly and in context. And then go and check the meaning of success. Did Moses finish what God asked him to start? So if we go by the definition of success, did Moses complete that assignment? Was he successful in that assignment? Does not mean that Moses is not a success, but Moses did not finish the assignment. Read your Bible in context. Don't just try to be so religiously myopic and miss out certain things. So I'm going to do another one right now that I want to see where you will be. If you do what I do, will you get what I get? If you believe so, please stand up. If you believe that you do what I do, and there is no sitting on the fence. So the rest of you feel that if you do what I do, you will not be getting what I get? Huh? Some of you are not even sure. Remain standing. Listen, I'm not trying to trick you. Okay, guys, I'm really not trying to trick you. I just have about 20 minutes to deliver this message, so help me fast. If you do what I do, Jason, will you get what I get? If I am wealthy right now, and you do, if I'm very wealthy right now, and you see me with money, and you try to work hard the way I work hard, won't you receive what I have received? No. Oh, how many of you, sit down everybody, sit down everybody. If you're in network marketing, how many of you are in network marketing? One of the fastest way today is network marketing. Network marketing. How many of you are in network marketing? Let me see your hand. If you're in network marketing, is this not told you? You see some people rise up to the top of the ladder and they give you the same principles. If you obey those and do what those people do, won't you get what they are getting? If you believe that you get what they are getting, stand to your feet. Oh, yeah. You guys. Let me start by telling you that life does not give you what you desire. Life gives you who you are. Life does not give you what you desire, sir. Life gives you who you are. I know you've heard my spiritual father, Bishop Oedeko, say, life does not give you what you desire. Life gives you what you place a demand on. You can only place a demand. I don't want to move ahead of myself because that's the message I'll be sharing in part 2. You can only place a demand if something is in. So if you do what I do, you are not guaranteed to get what I get until you understand that what I do is what you see. But what you don't see is who I am. It is who you are that makes you to get what you... They're beholding. As they're beholding, give me. I don't want to yell because I'm preaching 2 messages. As they're beholding, and their faces were radiant. So they are changed from one level of glory to the next level. How does it? So when you become what you are meant to be, you will do who? You'll do what? When you become who you are meant to be, you'll do what you've been called to do. Let me say this to you. Nicodemus came to Jesus. The meaning of Nicodemus is innocence. Innocent blood. Is anybody here innocent? Innocent blood is the meaning of Nicodemus. Nicodemus is an innocent Pharisee who came to Jesus by night. Why did he come to Jesus by night? Because the meaning of the Greek word of that night is when things were dark. He came to Jesus when things are dark. He's tried everything possible. He saw Jesus when Jesus was 12 years old. And heard about Jesus when Jesus was 12 years old. And saw the way he was facing the priests, the rabbis, the Pharisees, the Sanhedrin. And saw the way he was discussing the scriptures. And then he now saw, wait a minute, I am not doing what Jesus is doing. Oh, sorry, I'm not getting what Jesus is getting, but I'm doing what he's doing. What is he doing? Jesus was interpreting the law. Jesus came and told them and was teaching. And then Nicodemus said, wait a minute, I am also teaching. Why is it that when Jesus finished teaching, Jesus gets the blessing? The Bible said that Jesus was in a place in Luke chapter 4. The Bible said that after he taught, verse 17, the Bible said that the power of God was present to heal. So when Jesus teach, there is healing. Nicodemus looked at this and things were very tough for him. So things were tough. But Nicodemus they now made a treaty with them. And then they discovered that some of them can easily go. But where I'm going with the story of Nicodemus is that things were very tight for them. It was a dark moment in their lives. But Nicodemus came to Jesus during the dark hours of his life. Guess what Nicodemus did? Nicodemus came and said, by night, can I have you come? No, not you. Let me have Edwin. Edwin, come. Let me use Edwin. Let me use you. Because you have beard. Edwin doesn't have beard. Oh, you have beard. No, that guy is too old. You are too young. So Jesus is young, right? So Nicodemus came to Jesus by night. So let's say this is Jesus. Everybody say hi, Jesus. Jesus answer. Nicodemus came to Jesus by night. And he wants to know the secret of Jesus' success. I told you last week that the only person in the Bible that is a success is Jesus. And that's why my messages are centered around him. Because if you want to be successful, you can't be successful if you don't follow Jesus. Forget about what people are telling you. And that's why the world system will go and use biblical principles and become successful, because they are universal. And we will disobey the principles and say there is mercy. I can't jump on this roof right now and say, Father, there is mercy. The mercy may be that I will not die, but my legs, my bones. So guess what? He came to Jesus by night. Have you ever seen somebody who is very right in their heart? They are innocent. Don't forget the meaning of Nicodemus. Innocent. But yet they are wrong. Because when Nicodemus came, he asked Jesus in verse 2. He said, no one can do what you do except God is with him. Have you ever looked at a woman who is very ugly and yet happened to marry a very handsome, young, rich man? And you are yourself very beautiful. You know, you're not generously blessed, but the other one is generously blessed. Yet she is married. And you wonder, the lady doesn't even know how to do makeup. And you can do a makeup. And you wonder, what is it that attracted that young man to that ugly girl? Because you are looking at the outward appearance, but there is something in the inside. The man understands that if I can get what is in the inside, then it's a matter of time. I can transform what is in the outside. If I can only get what is in the inside. So look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, stop looking at me right now. What is in the inside of me is about to transform what is in the outside. The difference is that you think what brings you a wife is the six-pack you're doing. You think that is the bicep and the triceps you have. You think it's the money you blow around. But the lady is looking at you and she said, wait a minute. There is something that is smelling here inside you. Because there are certain things that even when you try to hide them, they will still ooze out. Have you ever wondered why, with all the money you have and all the riches that you have and all the wealth that you have, it's still very difficult for you to get someone to marry? Someone who loves you, not love the money. You are busy looking, where can I find love? No, you can't. Because it's your money. Because there's something about your character that is not working with your destiny. So guess what? Nicodemus came to Jesus innocently. Have you ever been very innocent and yet you are sincerely wrong in your innocence? Coming to ask questions sincerely very wrong. He came to Jesus. He said, only God can make you do what you are doing. I want to do what you are doing also. You teach, I teach. You didn't go to school like I went. I have PhD in the school of the Sanhedrin. And yet, thousands of people are following you. When did you start? You just started 3 years ago. And now all over the world, they know you. I've been here before you were born. How come nothing is happening to me? And Jesus answered with a very important issue that I brought the message. Pursue his presence. Because his presence can transform your inside. The number one principle is pursuing his presence, because his presence brings transformation. Let me tell you this. Jesus said in verse 3, I expected Jesus to start telling him, no, just do this, just do this, just do that. Jesus said, except a man be born again. What do you mean I am born? born. It means life is all about womb. When you are in a particular womb and you have outgrown that womb, it's time to move to the next womb. I don't have time because I only have about 10 minutes, but to let you know that it's all about the womb of where you are. Some of you are in certain wombs right now. When you are 9 months old, you came out of that womb. There is a time when you are 120, you leave this womb of this earth. But I want to ask you about the womb of life where you are right now. Are you satisfied with where you are? Why is it that a baby comes out at 9 months old? Because the womb is too small. The womb is no longer conducive. It was okay for a certain time. I want to ask you, there are certain things that are okay for you at a certain time, but right now, those things are not okay. Why are you putting up with things that are not okay and yet expect things to change for you? Jesus said, except a man be born again. Be born again. Be born again. So Jesus said, you are not, like Reverend Sam Adeyemi will say, you are not a human doing. You are a human being. You must be being first before you do. So the reason why that young girl who is not beautiful, in fact, who doesn't even know anything about coloring, about makeup, about fashion, in fact, when she dresses, is color riot, yet that young man will go for her, it's because he saw something in the inside of her. It is about the being, because the being, no matter how you try to cover it, the being is something in the inside that will translate. So all I just need to do, so somebody said to me, why did you marry the lady you married? I didn't marry her because of her outward look, but those were important too. I didn't marry her because of the outward look. I married her because beyond the outward look, I saw something beautiful. There is a beauty in the inside. There is something that I saw. And I just knew, because when I married her, I felt that if I just married her, baby, I'll change your outward appearance. And look at her right now. Look at her right now. Look at her right now. Clap for me, clap for me. Look at her right now. I want you to understand that that is the secret of success. So, why do I say pursue his presence? If you want to be successful, Jesus said, the number one thing for you to be successful is seeking first his presence, and every other thing will. So what you are looking for, you are going for the doing. Jesus says strive for the being. You are going for the substance. Jesus said go to the source, because the substance doesn't change you. The source is the foundation of what you are supposed to be. So if you want to be successful, the number one strategy, look for the source. Behold his presence, because if you go to his presence, he will change you. And when he changes you, you become like him. So I'll close this message with becoming like him. How do you become like him? How do you become like him? Guess what? You become like him when you know who he is. And when you know who he is, you know whose you are. Because if you carry his nature, you are permitted to do his doings. So church, is it possible you stop going after things and going for his presence? And it's possible that you say, Pastor, I've been doing that. No, you've not been going after his presence. You've been going for his hands. The reason why you're showing up in church and things are not working for you, the reason why you fast, so you have been doing those fastings and it has not worked for you, the reason that has not happened is because the motive of your fasting is to get the substance. Jesus is looking for the people that are coming for the source. You say, I've done this, I've done that, and I've not gotten what I'm supposed to get. Yes, the reason why you didn't get what you're supposed to get is because your heart has not been right. So the reason why you are in NextGen Voices is because you will feel that when you worship God, he will give you what you desire. God said no. When you worship me for who I am, not for what I'll give you. I want to ask you a question. If you know that God will not answer your prayers, will you still show up in church? Apostle Paul said, that I may know him and the power, you can have your seat, and the power of his resurrection and the fellowship of his suffering, be made conformable unto his death. My question to you is, if you know that your prayers will not be answered, will you still worship him? Those people came to Jesus and they say, we want to see Jesus. The Greeks. My question is that, how many people come to church to really see Jesus? We come to church to really see money, because a lot of people come for business transactions, for businesses. We come to church to see men or women. We come to church for networking and connection. We come to church because our friends are there, and then you're wondering why you are not successful. No, it's because you're coming to church for the wrong reasons. Nicodemus came to Jesus for the wrong reason. Jesus said, it is not the doing. Pursue me first. Seek me first. You know why? Because if you learn to seek me, you learn to seek all that I am. And when you pursue me, you become like me. And when you become like me, you will do what I do, because naturally you will do. I don't want to go into that because I'll be talking about it I'll be talking about other presence, but this is connected to the next topic that I'll be talking about in terms of you pursuing his presence for you to be successful. I know you thought that I'm going to tell you how to get the ABC of getting money. I want to tell you the number one foundation. That is why you see people have money and yet they commit suicide, because that's not the definition of success. I told you this last week. Pursue his presence. When you have his presence, you have his nature. My question is that, whose nature are you carrying right now? Whose nature are you right now? Let me tell you this, church. Look at this. Listen to this important story. They came to Jesus and they were accusing Jesus. They said, you make yourself equal with God, and we want to kill you. And Jesus said, have you not heard that he said that ye are gods and the children of the Most High? Jesus was confirming what Psalm 82 verse 6 was saying. My question to you, and I hear theological people trying to bring the argument, who created you? Who created you, ma? Who is your father? No, you are not sure. Who is your father?
God.
Who is your father?
God.
What about you, Ursuli? Who is your father? Let me see if there's a Philippine answer. Who is your father?
God.
Okay, let me see if there's a Caucasian answer. Joanne, who is your father?
God.
Jamaican, who is your father?
God.
Okay, let's stop there because I will go all over there. I won't have time. So everybody is saying God. I'm not sure whether you're answering is God because you are not sure also where I'm going to. But the question is that, how many of you have children here? Do they carry some of your facial, or even if they don't carry your facial physical ability, do they carry some things about you, your bloods, your things, their connection? So my question is that, why is it that if God is your father, we lost it at the Garden of Eden, and now Jesus has brought us to the Garden of Gethsemane, and we now regain it at the Garden of Gethsemane? So if now we are being born again, why is it that you don't think you are also in the class of God? Why is it that when you are told that you are God, it brings as if that is a sacrilege, as if that is heresy? Why is it that if he says to Moses, I'll make you a god over Pharaoh, why is it that for you now it is difficult for you to see yourself as God, as having the nature? If you see yourself as he sees you, then you can do what you are supposed to do. I ask you a question. Look at this car outside. Some of you you see a car outside. I ask you a question. Can a car drive on the road? So somebody can enter the car and it can drive. But what about if the car just sits down and says, I'm not going anywhere because I don't believe I can do it? I don't believe I can carry it. I don't believe I can go on the road. That's the issue with so many of you. You are seated down, not being what God has called you to be, because you have failed to understand who you are and what God has called you to become. Why? Because you did not know you are in the class of God. So many people decide to do activities. But God said, it is not about activities. It is about the nature. If you know that you carry the DNA of God. Hello? I'm closing right now. If you know that you carry the DNA of God, when he came to the earth, who did we see as God here on earth? Who walked for 33 years on earth as we see him as God? The people in his days, did they believe he was God when he told them he was God? But now he said, you are gods. I have made you to carry my image. Do you know that the Bible said in Matthew chapter 28, so that I'll help you, so that you not ask me a question again during the week. Let me help you. Those of you that ask me the question, I'm just using you as a joke. You know that. Let me say this, because question is very good for me to be able to bring the answer. But let me say this. Jesus said in Matthew chapter 28, go tell my brothers. Who are his brothers? That they should meet me after he resurrected. We didn't hear him calling them his brothers, except that when they asked him, your brothers are looking for, he said, these are my brothers and my father. Now he said, go tell my brothers. My question is that, if you are my brother, if, like, look at you right now, bigger and taller than me, if you are my elder brother, as I'm looking up to you right now, my question is that it means that the source you came from is the same source I came from, right? The same father, the same mother. So it means that whatever you got from that source, I still have a part of it. Jesus said, go tell my brothers. And the Bible says we are his brothers. He is our elder brother, the book of Hebrews. My question is that if the elder brother came into this world and then Nicodemus came to him by night and said, Nicodemus, I want to do what you do. Jesus said, forget about pursuing what I do. Follow who I am. Become what I become. If you become what I become, you can do what I do, because it is in the giving. If you are what I am, you will get what I get. Because when you have children, the qualification of them getting whatever it is that God has designed for them is for them to become mature, to grow up. For them not just to become matured and grow up, but for them to be born in that family. Jesus said you need to be born into this family. If you are born in this family and you grow in this family, you can do what this family can do. My question is that, has Jesus been ever sick? Why are you sick? Has Jesus been ever broke? And I know there are theological arguments that he doesn't have money. Some say he has money. But has Jesus have any need that has never been met? Why are yours not been met? My question to you is that, has Jesus ever failed an exams? The wisdom of God himself, the wisdom of Christ himself. Why are you failing exams? Has Jesus ever looked for a wife and did not get a wife? Why are you still looking for a wife and up to now you didn't get a wife? My question is that, has Jesus ever wondered, oh Lord, I don't know what else to do? Why are you still not knowing what you're not doing? Because you are focusing on the outside. Jesus said, if you become me, you will do what I do. Stand to your feet. My time is up. Stand to your feet. Lord Jesus, I want you to cry out to God. I want you to cry out to God. Lord, let me pursue you. Let me become who you have destined me to be. Let me pursue your presence. Because when I pursue your presence, I will carry what you have destined me to carry. I will be who you have called me to be. And I'll become what you have destined me to become. The world and your mindset have told you that you cannot be who God has told you to be. But I've come to tell you, if you are born again, if you carry his nature, that is the number one strategy of success. And if you are born again, don't just be born again. Pursue his presence, worship him, magnify him, exalt him, and you will see yourself becoming successful. Success is not about material things. Success is about inner fulfillment. If you become like him, you will be fulfilled. Your number one point is to become like him.